to Rob now with a man in County Durham who's looking for help to float his boat. Rob.
Adrian, yeah, very good, as you'll see, because we've covered quite a few inventions on Work and Lunch, and some of them have been kind of interesting, but sort of small scale, but not this one. Take a look at this. This is Jet Bus. As the name implies, it's part bus, but it's also part boat. Incredible to think that it's been developed by a company with just 5 workers here at Staindrop in County Durham, but being British, of course, they're now struggling to get to the next stage, raising enough money to go into full production to get this thing on the road or on the water. And here it is in action. It's taken 16 years to get the jet bus to this stage, but the craft is now road and waterworthy and generating orders from around the world. The makers say it could be used for tourism, for helping in flood-stricken areas, for the military and for public transport in cities with rivers or coasts around them. The jet bus is the brainwave of engineer David Royle. He built his first boat at the age of 14 and his first car 2 years later. David now runs a company that rebuilds vintage cars at its premises in Staindrop. He decided to use the skills of the workforce here to explore the potential of amphibious vehicles. The jet bus, which resulted, has won several awards for innovation. The 25-seater vehicle can reach speeds of up to 25 knots on water and up to 60 miles an hour on land. The company is also planning to adapt them to produce a range of commercial and public service vehicles. It's attracted orders of around £100 million, but to meet them, it needs more cash to move into full production. The firm behind JetBus says its product is unique. No one else is making anything quite like this anywhere else in the world. That gives it a free rein in a market that could be worth up to £500 million. But more backing is needed before another British invention can leave the launching pad. Well, the proud inventor's with me now. And David, how does it actually work then?
It would take too long to tell you, but there's a great deal of technology involved. It has retractable underrun bars like any wagon has. It's got retractable wheels. It's got special folding staircases, special steering mechanisms. I could go on all day.
And powered by a jet at the back there as well, I think.
Water jet propulsion, which is an excellent unit, very manoeuvrable, makes it very suitable for use in water.
But there's always a catch, and I mentioned at the beginning that you've struggled so far to find the actual backing to go into full production.
Yeah, I think one of the problems has been it's taken us 16, 17 years since we've started, and during that time we've had some wonderful support from all sorts of local agencies, various businesses and colleagues and friends. But now we're at the stage where we really need some biggish money to get into big production.
But you've had to mortgage your house, mortgage your business premises. It must have been quite a struggle up to this stage.
Yeah, I don't want people to know about that.
Yeah. Well, I won't tell anybody. Let's hope no one.
No, I'm sure nobody is.
But what are you looking for in terms of sort of backing then? What do you need?
Well, we need any sums up from basically 2 million up to 15 million, depending on how quickly we want to get this thing into big production. We've got orders here. I brought them with me because I knew you'd ask the question. They're worth about £100 million, and they're coming in every week. And what we need it to do is to decide on how big a factory we want to build. We can employ up to 2,000 people. We've got every facility in supply chain and all the parts and drawings and designs. That's all done. What we need now is the money to develop it into a big product.
Well, let's have a look as we walk along, but I mean, does it not occur to you, though, that if all these people have been up and looked at it, potential investors, and said, no, you know, that might be something you're missing, it might, if you'll pardon the pun, be held below the waterline?
No, the thing is, what you said there isn't actually strictly correct. The big problem is that people will not come and look at it. We're 250 miles north of London, most of the money is in the city, and they obviously sit in their offices and make judgments, and they compare it to the wartime ducks and such like, which this is nothing like at all. This is completely new technology with a whole new series of designs that are incorporated into it.
So you mentioned that there's a market of, what, hundreds of millions of pounds?
Yeah, the turnover and the annual turnover is estimated conservatively at about 500 million potential. And we haven't actually started marketing yet, and all these orders are still flooding in, even though we've only got one small.
Just one last question, how much do they cost?
These are the buses of 350,000, which compared to existing amphibians built by large companies is about half the price. So,
okay, David.
So it's very competitive.
Well, good luck. We'll come back when you're a millionaire.
Thank you very much.
Back to you.
Thanks very much, Rob.